So check this out. I am in what is this place called?
Trilith.
Trilith.
Downtown
My
Trilith.
Mexican accent can't really pronounce, but check this out. I'm here with my friend LJ, and we have something planned. She has always wanted to learn about taking photos and photography itself, and then I want to teach her. But I think it will be appropriate for me to teach also to the audience about the things that I know about cameras.
Yes.
And you know, I have some questions for her. She'll have a bunch of questions for me.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get to take some photos on this little session. And I will mention a few things about cameras, a few technicals and some logistics about a camera functions. And then she's gonna be like, I already know that. Don't fucking teach me that. Yeah.
I've already taken
I've already
classes.
taken classes, you know. but there's gonna be things that she doesn't know.
Yes.
And I think that's part of where I will inject some of my knowledge. When you buy a newer camera, you are buying technology.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you know you're buying just technology and just performance
Okay.
and technology. So think about it that way.
Cool.
So we're gonna go manual and do everything manual for today.
Okay.
And then you will see that doing manual, you can still do some auto stuff.
Okay.
There's your shutter speed. If it's 100th of a second, it'll be like, right?
Okay.
200 of a second, it'll be like faster, or faster than that. Like the higher you go, the slower you go. Like let's just say you do 40th of a second, it'll be like.
So more light is
More
getting
light kicking in.
through the
Exactly.
camera,
So she knows.
through the-
Yeah,
I've had a few classes.
yeah. So that's one corner of the triangle,
Okay.
right? The other part of the triangle is the ISO,
ISO.
which is sensitivity. It's how much light you're allowing your sensor to absorb. Your sensitivity ISO is at a 200. You're not allowing. It's less sensitivity, so that means like you probably need a lot of light
Okay.
at 200 ISO.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if it's at night, you might want to do 1600, which you go up
More.
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 So you need to increase the sensitivity of your sensor.
Sensor.
The third point of the triangle is your aperture. Or if you close your lens to 22
Okay.
or 18 or 16, whatever that maximum is, that means you're closing it. You're closing the little hole, so
The
you're
hole,
so
yeah.
you're allowing less light.
Less light in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you expand your aperture to like 1.8, you allow more light.
More light to come in.
But the difference between this and the rest of the triangle is that you get a shallow depth of field.
Okay.
So what that means is that like if you open at 1.8 or whatever, your depth of field becomes shallower and shallower and shallower. So that means that your face will be in focus and everything
Everything else is going to be blurry.
super blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be for artistic purposes. Like if you say like, no, I don't want my stuff to be.
I don't want
blurry.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
If I want the detail of everything
Exactly,
on the back,
yeah.
or if I want the background blurry.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so I'm just focusing on the
Yeah.
subject in the front.
Yeah. Or you could be like, that's too much. Maybe 2.8 or 1.8 is too much.
Okay.
Let's go down to like 5.8.
Got it.
You know, which will be a little less dramatic. So
Yeah.
it comes down to the artist
Preference.
of what you're
Okay.
doing. You know, so whatever you're doing. So that will be the triangle: shutter speed, ISO, and aperture.
Aperture.
And those three, the way you balance is how you're going to play the world.
Having it on your phone is different than like having a real camera and getting capturing that type of photo or still photo. One of my favorite photos I have of my parents and I was at an audition when I was younger. I was in the waiting room and they had a photographer who came in who was just taking pictures of the audition process, and I was in the corner rehearsing my song and my parents were there, and there's a still photo of it. My mom purchased that photo and it was in my room for years and years and years, and I just loved it. Like it was just a a moment that like it was a moment that nobody else saw. It was like a private moment that was captured, and it was so special to me. So that's something why I was like, oh, if I can capture a cool moment or capture, you know, how somebody feels, then that's important to me.
I am your.
You're my subject.
I'm your subject. I'm your model.
You're my model.
So tell me.
He's gonna moodle.
Yeah. I need to lose weight.
No, you
know?
don't. You're stunning, Lou.
But just go ahead and tell me what to do, where to go, and I will just hold this camera and follow your lead. Yeah.
Can I try to take? Can I try to take your picture? I love that. Look at Lou. Muggin'.
I should be focused on my modeling career instead of like.
Yeah. Well, this is how I was like, okay, I'm not in the not putting you in the right place. I think it's helpful because when you work with a person, I have to learn how to like talk to them and be like, hey, you have to move your arm or like move your head this way for me, please, or you know, that kind of stuff. And it's different when. Because I've been on the other side of a camera for being an actor and I've done headshots and that kind of stuff before. But how do you translate that back?
A lot of times, like if you're the people you're taking photos, he or she's your client. So they're paying for the set. Money. So money's in the middle now. So that money could be like, I don't want the photo, take the photo again. Or let's try this because I'm paying for this whole thing. And you're offering that service.
Yeah.
So in the mix of all that, you have to be able to compromise your stuff with their stuff because they're also compromising, you know. So
and it's what they want.
It's what they want.
That's what the client wants because they're the ones who pay for it. That makes sense.
But on the other side of that too, like when a client hires you, they're hiring you for your talent, what you do too, so they know what they're getting themselves into. So it's like a catch.
Like your style.
Exactly, your
vibe.
style.
Your style, your vibe.
Exactly. So, and then the client and us, we meet in the middle to create the best photo or project possible. You know, and everybody has to be in the middle.
Yeah.
It can't be all that or all this. You know, so it's sometimes it's nerve-wracking a little bit, but just know that like the client is the one with the money.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you have to bend a little bit that way, and a lot of times not. A lot of times like clients don't care. They're like, yeah, just take the photo.
Whatever.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
We'll
So every single client is different, and everyone is looking for a different thing. Cool. But I think having fun in the midst of everything, it's key to doing photography. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something new. This lens.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so,
this is a big boy.
So
okay.
Red
the
dot,
red dot
red
to
dot.
the red dot. Oh god. Oh my gosh. This is like super fancy. Okay.
And then click.
And then click.
Yeah.
Let me put this on so I don't always have your strap on.
Always, yeah.
Always have your strap on. Wow, that sounded wrong.
Pretty good.
Oh my god, already. Holy crap.
What is this for you? What you learn right now?
What am I learning right now?
What did you learn?
I think it's just trusting myself is the big thing to like, it's okay to play. Because I was literally just asking you 2 seconds ago, is it okay if I up the aperture?
Before you know it, you will have the experience, and also like you're gonna jump into something already you already know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I know what aperture is.
I know what that is. Yeah.
Like I know what ISO is. I know what shutter speed is. I know all the full triangle. and I know my sensor, and I know my lenses, I know my everything, and then eventually you will learn composition. You will learn
Yes.
everything, it takes a while to learn.
Like photo composition. and
Photo
whatnot.
composition
Yeah.
and
There's
everything.
certain places that I like, or where I need
Yeah.
to move you to, or move the subject to the other side,
Everything
or whatnot. Yeah.
and color palette, like contrast of colors, contrast in general, black and white, and so much, so much to absorb in one day. I mean, this is, photography is an art that could change something in the viewer. Photography is a tool to let the world know what is happening somewhere. Photography could
Moment in
change.
time.
Yeah, it's a moment in time.
moment
It's
in
if you're
time.
freezing a moment in time that it might not be for you. It might be for someone else. Or vice versa. It was for someone else that you'll notice that at one time it's for you because you had the power of photography. And sometimes you, as yourself as a photographer, live forever in someone else's photo.
Yeah.
Like this person took my photo and you forever live. Oh, this photo is beautiful. Photography, and cinematography have the power to change so many things in the world. Because they are used for art purposes and they're used for real world events. Like when you documenting like photojournalism and everything. Sometimes the camera could capture true real death. And that's powerful. So photography is something that for me myself I will carry to the rest of my life. And I know that some of the moments that I capture will change lives at one point. And that's why I do it, and that's why I do cinema, and that's why I do these videos, these vlogs, and that's why I want to teach, because for me, I feel good teaching. But I don't know, I feel good. What's your take a little bit more in photography?
I love it. Again, I like the fact that it was really inspired by that photo that was taken without my knowledge, that was in my parents' house, of me at an audition. And having so much experience in front of the camera, I wanted to kind of have another skill set behind the camera, so I could take photos of, next time I'm on set, number one, or headshots or whatnot, branding photos, that kind of stuff, to really capture the essence of people. That's my goal with it, and I just really enjoy it. It's another art form that I don't have to wait for somebody else to call me to do. I could do it myself, and that's empowering, I feel like. So I like it for that. How's that?
Good. And I 100% agree with LJ, and I think that wraps up everything for this video. And I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank her for letting me teach her. And
Thanks, Lou, for the lesson.
Yeah.
I hope I was a good student.
You will. I hope I was a good model.
You are. Such a good Moodle.
Thanks. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's more videos coming up in the future, so stay tuned. Much love, guys.